Hey there, Vault Hunters, and welcome back to the channel with me, Donny Mayhem. As always, thank you for tuning in. So it is the 12th of December 2019, and today Gearbox dropped a pretty hefty update on us for Borderlands 3, which not only prepped the game for the upcoming DLC on December the 19th, but it also released quite a large list of fixes, bugs, fixes, user interface fixes, gameplay fixes, things like that. Now, as I said, it is a pretty big update, so I'm not going to bore you with my voice for 100 years just going through each and every one. I will leave a link in the description below that you can check out every single detail for yourselves. There's just a few that I really wanted to go through. So I'm not sure if many other people have been seeing this, but I've felt it quite a bit. So my Xbox has crashed quite a few times. I'm running the One X just from certain things, and they seem to have addressed a few issues that may have been causing that. And I know a couple of the issues that they have fixed. I have experienced where it's crashed mine, so it's good to know that they've addressed them. I'm not saying that it's going to be completely fixed, but at least they are working on it and they've fixed a few things. The user interface for me is a big one, which they have updated and improved. So there was nothing worse than trying to navigate through the inventory system trying to get to a certain weapon, and no matter how many times I'd press my D-pad down, it would go up and I'd try and get to, say, I don't know, a grenade, and it would show up as a shotgun. And it was just mental. Like, for me, the UI has been pretty bad almost since day one, actually. And they have addressed a long list of things to try and improve that. Again, I won't go into the absolute detail. I just want to let you know that they have addressed a lot of issues with that to try and make it run a lot smoother. Be sure to check them out in them patch notes just to get each one to see if you've experienced them or not. In terms of mission updates, they've addressed a few progression blockers as well. Just for a couple of examples, so a progression blocker that sometimes occurred if the player jumped before Chad did during the mission Swamp Bro. So they have addressed that and fixed it. They've also addressed the progression blocker during the mission in the Shadow of the Starlight. Now, it took me 3 attempts of resetting my console and putting it back on before that side mission would actually let me progress. So it's good to know that's been fixed so that other players don't actually come across that now. In terms of gameplay, their major update is just to try and improve the smoothness with the frames. I know sometimes when you can be firing a lot of like projectile hefty weapons like the Linoge, it's mainly built around the Children of the Vault weapons because they've got such large sprays. So they've updated it so that it runs a lot smoother like that. So, for example, badass enemies now use bullet-based variants to cut down on the FX spam when using Children of the Vault weapons. And again, with the Guardian rank, they have improved that so it's not as glitchy and laggy when you're trying to navigate to it. And they've also addressed a reported concern where Guardian rank perks would sometimes be disabled for users that had already unlocked them. There is also a bunch of hotfixes and patches addressing concerns with characters like Zane, Mose, and Amara, which I won't go into, but if you can check them out in the patch notes, I will leave the link below. 2 things I wanted to address. Now, earlier on, I released a projectile recursion video, and the same thing happened last week when I released a video of the Spiritual Driver class mod. The same day it got a nerf. And today in this they have addressed a reported concern that Amara's indiscriminate skill could sometimes create lots of ricochet bullets when firing the legendary Malawan shotgun, the projectile recursion. So I've yet to be on to test this to see if this affects much of the damage. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it's just addressed like glitches or something, but that remains to be seen. And they've also addressed a reported concern where invulnerable shields would sometimes fail to block rounds fired from the Malawan shotgun projectile recursion. So just a couple, there's a lot of general fixes and changes they've done, but again, I won't go through them all because it's a long list, but just a couple just that stand out to me are they've added functionality to skip the intro movie once the video is fully loaded, which is excellent. As much as I loved that video, seeing it 12 times ain't great. Added additional vending machine to Skywell 27, which is fantastic because you just run out of ammo fighting Katagawa Ball, and it was a bit of a nightmare, so I'm glad they've put that in. They have fixed a reported concern where the player would sometimes remain invisible after respawning. I've heard a few people mentioning that one, and that's along with a lot of others in there as well if you want to check them out. So, as I said, today, 12th of December 2019, quite a big update, so be sure to check it out. I will leave that patch notes below. Hope you found this helpful. If you did, please drop a like and smash a subscribe. I have been Donny Mayhem. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you guys next time. Ugh!